Month in September. Explore new lighting products from leading brands like Alpharex, Spider, Anzo, and Project X. Save 10% on rigid lights when purchased with select front and rear bumpers. Stock headlamps holding you back? Receive up to $700 when you trade in your old headlights and upgrade with Morimoto. It doesn't end there. Save $100 when you bundle wheels and tires, and up to $250 when you add select suspension kits. From winches and running boards to tow hitches and lift kits, we have rebates and savings for every build. Need a hand with the install? We've got great specials on installations and service. Stop into your local 4WP store for a free tire rotation and inspection, and 50% off shock installation. Save big during 4WP Lighting Month, all September.
It's pretty simple. You want to win races, put KMCs on your truck.
3, 2, 1, yeah! Here we go, the first two cars heading on the line right now. Now we have a marker coming to the finish line.
Stacy Clark here, owner and general manager of Unlimited RV. As racers, we know how important time is. Not bad, kid. 5 seconds faster. As racers, we know how important reliability is. At Unlimited RV, we have lifetime warranty, so you know we've got you covered. At Unlimited RV, we offer nationwide free shipping, so you don't have to waste your time getting into the RV or motorhome for your next big adventure.
Sure, everything's made of something, but time and sweat is what puts it together. And it's that relentless application of effort against the clock that created everything around us. The BF Goodrich HD Terrain Tire is engineered to tackle the extreme situations heavy-duty trucks are met with head-on. Because downtime can't exist when there's a job to do. Time isn't something to marvel at. It's something to be seized. It's a tool we put firmly in your hands. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Alexander Ford, voted Yuma's best locally owned new car dealer, wants to continue to be your best choice in September. See our website, BillAlexanderFord.com, for exciting inventory like Raptor, Bronco, Mustang, Explorer, and Edge. Get 1.9% for 36 months on new Ford F-150s. Scan this QR code now for out-of-the-park savings. Come test drive the exciting Mustang Mach-E or Lightning EV, plus rows of Super Duty trucks. Get more for your trade and a lower price all month long at Alexander Ford. A difference you can count on.
All right, welcome back, everyone, once again to your KMC Wheels Fishgistics update of the K&N Score Baja 400. It is 3 o'clock, so that means it is time for another update. We have some breaking news. We have a new leader. I don't remember if Bryce was leading or not last time, but if we go over and look, Bryce Menzies is, I think he was actually last hour. It was the hour before he wasn't. Bryce Menzies is in the lead. He is coming into Santo Tomas right now. So these guys really made up some speed on the going up the coast. It definitely got the pace got a lot faster, headed up the coast, and Bryce Menzies in the number 7 is the first trophy truck to Santo Tomas. He is followed by Luke McMillan very closely, not that far behind him. I think at this point, I would say for sure Luke is content just sitting behind Bryce. He is not going to try to push and do anything stupid between Santo Tomas and the finish that would take his Baja 1000 start away. So he wants to start second at the Baja 1000. Luke's fine with that. Alan Ampudia, I'm thinking the same thing. He's running third right now. I think he's going to be fine with starting third. He's just going to stay right here. These guys the gap between these 3 cars hasn't really changed in the last 50 to 100 miles. They're just kind of content with how they are right now, and I think it's just going to kind of stay like that. Because if you look, we got to zoom way out to go back to find the next car, and the next car is Andy McMillan. So 0 minutes ago, that's a good update right now, just updated. So Andy McMillan is 4th, and then it's really stacked up behind him. We have Dan McMillan here in 5th, And then we have Christopher Polvardi with Ray Griffith driving here in 6th. We got Rob McCachran in 7th. We got Kevin Thompson, Harley Lettner in 8th. Cameron Steele with Ryan Arciero in there now in 9th. Tim Herbst in there now. James Dean drove that earlier. They're 10th. And then look at, we got a bunch more here. So we had 10th. 11th is Larry Rossler. And then 12th is Mike Walser. Mike Walser doesn't care about that starting spot because he's going to be using the 91 starting spot at the Baja 1000, by the way it's looking right now. So that'll be what car they're using. Cameron Steele is going to be using this starting spot, so he wants a good finish. Rob McCachran does not care about this spot right here because he is going to be teamed up with Luke McMillan, who is currently all the way up here in 2nd. And Andy McMillan doesn't really care about his 4th place finish because he's going to be starting with Bryce at the 1000, most likely first as of right now. So we'll wait and see. You got to get to the finish. They still have to come up here and do this, everyone's favorite, racer's favorite Europan section. Definitely one of the roughest, just nastiest, rutted out hills, silt sections that there is in Baja, and it gets ran all the time, and it gets uglier and uglier every time. So this is no easy finish here. You're going to see once they get off the highway, the speeds in here are going to be really slow. Like, look at the bikes are doing 31, 27, 22, 20. This whole section all the way back to Ojos, back to here is not fun. It's not fun at the end of the race, and it's just rough. So there you go. Was that you on here, Cameron? I think you're in 8th or something. We just said we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you're in about 8th physical right now on corrected time. You may be ahead a couple of the guys right here, like maybe possibly the 91, probably the 70. You're going to be ahead of the 70 on corrected time, so you could be 6th or so on corrected time. But we'll have to wait and see when we get to the finish. So that's a look at your lead trucks. We do have some drama going on over here, right here. The 92 and the 168 are both rolled in a canyon in a ravine off the side of the mountain right here. This is the crossover road, and they're both rolled off the side. Now, they do have a chase crew going in there to get them, which luckily, see this little wash here, this blue line? They're in like a Raptor, so I think they're going to be able to get in there and get them. So hopefully they can have the chase crew recover the Cody Reed car. Everyone's okay, is what we were told from the helicopter that reported both of these. And I have talked to the 168 chase crew, and he is on his way in there to get them. See if he can get them flipped back over and going again. The 92, once again, is flipped over. These guys have turned into some pretty big donkeys. Every single race these guys do, it seems like they're crashed or broken or something. They nerfed someone on the highway the other day when they're pre-running. So the 92 guys, you guys need to settle down a little bit. Maybe think about what you're doing a little bit, regroup, and don't be such big donkeys down in Baja. So there you go. All right, so that's what's going on with the 168 and the 92 if you're looking over there. Spec trucks. Let's go look at the spec trucks. Let's go find trophy truck spec right here. We're going to turn these on. All right, so we have the 238 is your lead spec truck, Elijah Kiger, and we were corrected. Earlier I thought this was Justin Davis's new Tisco. It's not. It's the Coastal Tisco. So this is Coastal's truck that they're racing. Justin Davis started in the truck with them. Justin Davis has a truck on order, or getting built by Tisco, but it's not done yet. So that is Elijah Kiger. In front of them now we see that this just updated, but they haven't updated for 2 minutes. So Kyle Jurgensen is looking pretty good right now in the Jordan Brenthal entry. I don't know if Jordan got in there or not, if any of you guys on here know. But let me know if Jordan is planning on getting in. That was Kyle Jurgensen that started, and I know he was going to drive most of the race. If they're leading like this, I would assume that he stays in the car. But if someone knows on the comments, let us know for sure. So 238, then we have Jordan Dean. Really good run for the Dean boys today, both in the 298 and the 19 Herbst truck that his brother James Dean was driving earlier. So good showing from them. Jason McNeil right here. Thor Herbst back here. And then we got the 295 and the 299. Now, I believe that Jason McNeil is going to be driving with the 238 probably at the Baja 1000. So they're going for a good starting spot between those two trucks. Right now they're running second, possibly first here, and then about fifth, maybe fourth, something like that for Jason McNeil on time. So looking good for those guys. You got William Hendrick Jr. here, the 295, Charles Durant's, Mason Cullen, the F&L truck, looking good. And then Damon Lewis here. That's one of the MC painting trucks. They haven't raced for a while, so good to see them back and racing again. Good, solid run for all these guys right here on the screen. So that's it. All right, next we have 247, Scott Shields is going to be next there. Then we got Chris Miller and Mike Marsal. That's a look at your spec truck classes. Let's go look at class 10, which are most likely the next guys behind them. And there we go. You can see they are intermingled with them. So we got the 1091, Francisco leading right now, but the 1079 is very close behind them. So a good race in class 10 between first and second. Third and fourth, same thing. Look, you got Jose in the 1000 and then Caesar in the 1011, both on each other's tails. We're right there really close together within a minute of each other update. They're going to be either way. It might actually be the 1011 in front of the 1000 when once it updates again. So a good race between the top 4 class 10 cars. And then there's a little bit of a gap back to these guys here. You got Arturo, Carlos, Zach, and so on back here. So that covers your class 10 updates. And then let's see, what do we have? Trying to find the Pro UTV Open class. Here we go. So you can see they're actually mixed in with the class 10s. They almost caught the class 10s. They're not up with the leaders yet, but they are not too far behind. So this is showing Brandon Sims right now in the lead. As of 2 minutes ago, he updated. Kristen Matlock in second. Brock Heger in third now. And then the local that all you guys are rooting for, Ricardo, in the 1823. But look, he hasn't updated for 5 minutes. Once that tracker updates, he's going to jump back up here somewhere. So Ricardo could still be leading this class. That is a good update for Brock Heger, so he's definitely not first physical right now, as Kristen Matlock is in front of him because they both just updated. And then Brandon Sims is definitely in front of him as he just updated also. But we want to see when the 1823 updates if he jumps out in front of Brandon Sims or not. So that's that. Justin Lambert also there. Come back a little bit. We got Craig Scanlon, Caden Wells. We got Caden McCachran at 0 miles an hour. That is not good for Caden McCachran right there. Not good to see Caden there. And then Sierra Romo coming along. Looks like she's going to pass Caden since Caden has stopped in just about a minute or so. So not very good news for Caden. And then we have Roger Norman back here. I believe we heard he lost his front drive at some point, so he was going to be driving it in 2-wheel drive with the rear-wheel drive. So that is what's going on with Roger Norman last we had heard. After that, let's see, let's do the naturally aspirated. Oh, we got to do the Pro Turbos first. Hold on. There they are. Force induction. Mark Brunette had a huge lead last time. You can see he still does, really. Mark Brunette out in front with a big lead over Eric Kozin. And let's see, who else is this? Update. Jesus Mendez, 29.76. So second and third, pretty close together. Even fourth, Jessica Lopez right here, not too far behind. And then down to Ricky here in the top 5. So really those 5 are kind of the lead pack, but nobody has anything from Mark Brunette right now. This is his race to win or lose at this point. Definitely good, an okay race there. Not as good as we've seen in the past, though. The forced induction class is kind of broken apart now. You had a lot of guys step up to the Pro Open class, or some of the guys that are racing that class are racing in the U.S. now, so it's a little bit different. You don't have some of the top, for instance, like the top Can-Am guys. Most of them are racing different series now, so it's a little bit spread out, but still, nonetheless, still good racing. In the naturally aspirated class, this is cool to see. We have Gabe Matthews and Ryan Connery in the 1980. They're leading their class. Look at this. They put a little gap on these guys because last time we checked, they're pretty close. So we got the 1914 Lawrence Janeski down here. And then, okay, that's why Joe Bolton hadn't updated for a little bit. So Joe Bolton just updated, and he is still right behind the 1980. So good race between Joe Bolton and Gabe Matthews for the lead. This one hasn't updated in 8 minutes either, so that would explain, once again, why we have a bit of a gap. Once it does, it's going to jump right back up here, most likely, and we're going to have a good battle between first, second, and third in the naturally aspirated class. In the class 1600s, we're kind of making our way back. We have Pablo out front. He's got a pretty good lead now. The 1685 is that? Yeah, 1685 over the 1631, who is at 0 miles an hour on the Mike's Loop. That is a bad spot to be at 0 miles an hour. You never want to be at 0 miles an hour on this loop right here because it's horrible up there. There's nowhere to go. It's tough. Even Matt Willett right here, 0 miles an hour also, those are both really bad spots for those 16 cars to be at 0 miles an hour. So unfortunately, they both might be sitting there for a little while, that's for sure. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, so that's what's going on in 1600. What else didn't we cover? What didn't we cover? Class 11s, we'll check on those at the end. Let's go back to the front and check on them. Oh, the bikes, the 3X was your first finisher. So the 3X finished first, and then it was the 11X, I believe, after them. And our first quad is about to finish. The 1A is coming into town, and they will be, they finally got ahead of the 139, I think. So right before the finish, everything came right, and they got back ahead of the Sportsman quad that had taken the Sportsman loop and got in front of them earlier. So that's what had happened there. All right, so that's a look at the bikes. Let's go look at the leaders again, and then we'll check Class 11. We have Bryce Menzies. If you just joined us, Bryce Menzies is now your leader on course. He's been for a little while, followed by Luke McMillan. He's at mile 311.8, and he's at 312.6. So literally a mile apart, 0.8 of a mile apart between these guys. They're just going to follow each other in like that. They really are. I can almost guarantee you guys. Alan Impudia, 310.8, just another mile behind them. So within 2 miles, you have the first 3 trophy trucks right now all together. Bryce Menzies did start. Let me see. Let me bring up my qualifying results real quick. So Bryce Menzies started behind both of these guys. So all Bryce has to do is finish in front of them, and it doesn't matter by how much at all. They could literally be on his bumper coming to the finish, and Bryce is going to be your winner because he has 2 minutes on Luke, and he has 3 minutes on Alan Impudia. So Bryce is looking pretty good right now, in a perfect spot, just has to cruise in. Doesn't matter what these guys do, just don't let him get in front of you. He's not going to get past and get 3 minutes made up on him in the last 30 miles of Europan here. It's not going to happen. So looking pretty good for Bryce. Bryce's second truck, Andy McMillan, first time back racing this year, took 2 races off. He sold his old truck, and he's driving Bryce's second truck today. Looking pretty good. Christopher Polvardi, we checked on him. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers the race. Let's see, any 1 cars running? Yeah, so the 1 cars, they were mostly broken. We just did get confirmation both the Wilson cars are out of the race. So bummer for the Wilsons, the 100 and the 153, both out of the race. There was a 1 car running right here, Damon Jeffries. Damon Jeffries is your lead 1 car, pretty much the only 1 car running. Al Torres was also somewhere around here. Let me turn on Class 1 and show you guys real quick. Yeah, so Al Torres is also running. So we have 2 1 cars. We got the 121, Damon Jeffries, and Al Torres, the 101. Those are the only ones that are running. The 168 is rolled over on the side of a mountain or on the side of the crossover road. The 153 is out, and the 100 is out a long time ago on the way back to town also. So 2 Class 1 cars running. The 168 will probably get running again. They're just on their side, tipped over. So they just need to get flipped back over, and then the 168 will probably get going again, as long as they don't have much thing. Oh, we just got breaking news coming in. Coastal is out with a pop transmission. Okay, so big bummer. That's one of our race leaders right here. Where were they? The 238 right here. Breaking news for you guys. So not good news if you are on the Elijah Kiger team, Coastal Racing, or Justin Davis. They have lost a transmission, and they are out. So, I mean, for now. Maybe they're going to fix it and get a finish. I don't know. But we've heard they've lost a transmission. So the 238 down transmission. They blew a tranny in Baja. That is never good. So bummer for the 238. But they were doing good, too. They were right up in this front pack all day. So bummer for those guys. All right, let's go 11, and then we're out of here for this hour update. And where are they? Let's see. Zoom out. All right. We got the 1105. Oliver moving along, and Eric Brandt moving along. So really good news for both of the 11 cars. They are both moving. 1105 is moving at a blistering 16.9 miles an hour, and the 1143 is moving at 20.5 miles an hour. So good news for you 11 fans. They're both moving, and the 1111 is also moving just a little ways back. But these guys both have made the Sportsman shortcut, so the 11 cars took the cut. They did get to take the cut. I think they took it because I didn't see them come up here. So I'm assuming they both took the Sportsman cut, and they are moving along and headed to the beach. All right, that's your update, I think. We'll be back at 4 o'clock with your next update. But right now, it is the Bryce Menzies and Luke McMillan show, like it's been pretty much every race for the last couple years, I feel like. Alan Impudia is up there. He's trying to hang with those guys. He is hanging with those guys, but they did both get around him. They both started behind him. He had the hood off in one of his pits earlier, and he had to spend a couple extra minutes doing something in the pit. So that's that. Travis Williams update. I don't have an update on Travis Williams. He was stuck and his live in-car is not working. I don't know if he started going again or not. The Herps in-car has been working pretty good. Here's their helicopter feed, so make sure you guys are watching the Terrible Herps Motorsports YouTube page. It's been pretty cool all day. They've had live in-car in all their different trucks, all the boys' trucks, and it's been fun. And the helicopter feed's been working pretty good. You can see that's one of the best feeds we've had. They might be flying back to get gas or something right now, but looks good. All right, Jurgensen, where's Jurgensen? Jurgensen is probably leading the specs now. It's going to be, it's close because they keep updating weird. So here's Jurgensen right here. He's in the 273 if you're looking for Kyle. So the only one they're showing right now out front, we're showing Jason McNeil out front. And then it looks like everybody just updated at the same time. So this is probably pretty good right here. So let me just turn them back on and we'll do that one more time because last time they were messed up. Okay, Jason McNeil is out front, it looks like. So that's going to be first. It looks like Kyle Jurgensen is going to be second. We got Jordan Dean is going to be third. Thor Herps might be ahead of him because his hasn't updated in 3 minutes. And then that's when the times start getting weird. Elijah Kiger is out. We heard they blew a transmission, so they are out. All right, come back in 40 minutes, and we'll be live with your next update here on Fishgistics. See you guys in a little bit.